Hello, everyone. Welcome into another NASCAR Racing 2000 live stream. It's been a bit, but I am here. I have not gone anywhere. It's good to have you back all in the chat. How's everyone doing? Let me pull chat up right as I say that. We are going to be doing something we've done a few times throughout this stream's history, but it's not necessarily too terribly common. But we've done it a few times, so we're a little bit familiar. We are going to be doing a full 100% length simulation. Not a running. I will not be racing. I just want to make that clear. I will not be racing. A simulation of the 2021 Daytona 500. And the reason why I am not racing one, you guys know me, I have absolutely zero talent. Like Squidward tried to get SpongeBob to say, I have no talent. So I don't want to take anyone's favorite driver out that they might be rooting for. I don't want to be a fantasy car, and even if I'm not someone's favorite driver, I don't want to accidentally wreck someone's favorite driver. So we are going to leave this entirely up to the simulation gods. I will not interfere whatsoever. I went through and put together a car set of most of the 2021 cars. You can find the links down below in the description. There's not one whole car set yet. The majority of them have been painted by Lefty. We all know and love Lefty. Go check him out on Stunod Racing and Twitter. Make some great content, and particularly his paint schemes and his graphic design. I digress. Yeah, he painted most of the schemes that are in this car set. There's a few other loose ones posted here and there, but we're going to go through just to get a quick browsing of all the schemes. Some of them are not correct. I will acknowledge they are not correct. Like the Austin Dillon one, I know that one is not correct to the one he's actually running. But most of them, I think like 90% of them are good. Got Larson, we got Newman coming back to Daytona in that sexy looking color paint scheme. Corey LaJoie in the number 7 Spire Motorsports car. Tyler Reddick is another car where you'll notice he's got the rookie stripes. This is one of his cars I took from last year, and I just updated the banners. I forgot to take the rookie stripes off, but this is one of the schemes that isn't correct. But we got the same driver, same number. Banners are correct, so we're good. And I made sure to update all of these cars to the 2021 rear and front driver banners for the ones that didn't already have them. Like Quinn Hoof was another one where it's last year's scheme. He'll probably have the rookie stripes if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there we go. So even though he's not a rookie, this is last year's scheme, but I just updated the banners so we don't got that Cup Series banner. Almirola. I'm not sure if that's the correct scheme or not. I saw a graphic where he's got like some checkered flag design on the side, so that might be a close one, but not exact. Hamlin Blaney. I'm not sure if the primary sponsor on Blaney's is correct, but the scheme is close enough. We got Chase Briscoe starting his first ever Daytona 500. Derek Cope. I know that one's not correct. I took one of Chastain's old schemes and just updated the banners and the driver. Kaz Grala. Got this one correct. The number 16 Colleague Racing car. Chris Buescher. Same as last year, number 17. The Fastenal Roush Fenway Racing car. Kyle Busch. The scheme is old as time. A classic. That M&M car. Martin Truex Jr. with a slightly altered Bass Pro Shop number 19 this year for Joe Gibbs Racing. We might be getting a little preview on to what the slid numbers might look like, either the rear or the front on the side, because looks like they might start to be trying to incorporate the numbers that way with the sponsor and the number design. Got Christopher Bell in the number 20 car, taking over for Eric Jones. Matt D. Benedetto in the 21 car. The Wood Brothers Racing. Joey Logano Penske, that Pennzoil car, another ageless scheme. Bubba Wallace making his debut in the number 23. 2311 Racing DoorDash. Toyota Camry. Sexy looking car. And we are all rooting for Bubba. Byron in this new looking Exalta car. Got a new paint scheme for this year, number 24. Austin Cindric making his first ever Daytona 500 start, I believe. Michael McDowell, whose scheme has been the same for the last few years now. David Reagan. I'll quickly go through these. I know everyone's antsy for me to get starting soon. Got David Reagan, another Daytona 500 veteran, making a start for Front Row Motorsports. Ryan Preece races way in on time in that Cottonelle car. Get out of here, my phone alarm is going off in the JTG racing car. Anthony Alfredo, a rookie this year, making his debut for Front Row Motorsports in that number 38 Speedy Cash Ford. Got Cole Custer, who actually won a race last year's Rookie of the Year, in the number 41 Haas racing car. Ross Chastain taking over for Larson/Kenseth. He will start racing full-time in the number 42 Clover Chevrolet for Chip Ganassi Racing. It won't be Clover the whole year. I think the sponsors will be changing. Got Eric Jones in the number 43 Armor All Chevy Camaro, taking over for Bubba Wallace in the Richard Petty Motorsports car. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., same as last year, that number 47 Kroger for JTG Doherty Racing. Alex Bowman taking over for the GOAT, the 7-time, the king, whatever you want to call him. The old man. He's done with NASCAR now. He's off to IndyCar. He's doing open wheel stuff. But that being said, Alex Bowman, the showman, abandons the 88 car, which got switched into the 5 and taken over by Larson. He takes over the 48 for Jimmy Johnson. There we go. Cody Ware starting at the number 51. Chevy for Rick Ware Racing. Josh Balicki, the number 52 for Rick Ware Racing. Joey Gase, the number 53. So the 51, 52, 53, and the 15 are all the Rick Ware Racing car. Jamie Mack, the 2010 Daytona 500 winner, making a one-off start in the number 77 Spire Motorsports Chevrolet. BJ McLeod, this is another scheme that it isn't the right scheme, but it's a 2021 car. It's because it's got the correct banners and everything. It's just not the right scheme that he's running for the Daytona 500 with that NASCAR Heat 5 car. I wish we had that scheme because that's got Rusty Walrus on it. Actually, while we're going through this real quick, just let me check Stun Out of Racing real quick just to see if any schemes have been posted between me checking earlier today and me starting the stream just now. Nope. All right, we're good. So everything is as up-to-date as it possibly can be. I'm sure all the rest of the schemes will come out in the next few days or a couple days after the 500. We'll have a full 500 car set, but right now I'm just making do with what I got. And then rounding out the field, we got Daniel Suarez in that number 99 iFly Chevrolet for Trackhouse Racing's debut. I'm going to scroll back up real quick just because I kind of skimmed through really quickly some of the ones at the top. Kurt Busch, obviously, with number 1. Chip Ganassi Racing, Monster Energy Chevrolet, Brad Keselowski. Discount Tire, number 2, Penske, Austin Dillon, that Bass Pro Shops car, but the scheme isn't exactly correct. Kevin Harvick in the Busch Light, number 4, Ford. Then Kyle Larson making his debut in the number 5 car, which was basically essentially the number 88 car. The crew and everything got switched over with the new number. Ryan Newman coming back from his bad crash last year, making his next start in the Daytona 500, looking for his second Daytona 500 win. All right, Corey LaJoie. Yeah, that's kind of where I took over. All right, Chase Elliott, the reigning champ. All right, we are probably good. Yeah, I basically went through all everyone. All right, without further ado, let's get started. I'm done procrastinating. And yeah, let's do this. Single race. All right, so I've been having computer issues. I've been having NR issues. If this game crashes for whatever reason, we will restart it at night and round down to the nearest 10 laps. So if the game crashes with like 113 laps to go, we'll just do a restart with 110. We'll just like start a new race with 110. And if there's any cars retired by that point, we'll just take them out of that car set and just do a restart. But We're hoping it doesn't get to that. Here's the settings. You can all see it. Realistic weather. I turn this up to 110 so we get maximum aggression from the computer since I'm not racing 200 laps. Full pace lap. Yellow flags on. Double file starts on. Double file restarts on. Jeez, I can't talk. I was hesitant keeping this on, but it's one of NR2003's limitations. This game 18 years old. We're not going to be able to do the modern day double file restarts, but if there's a bunch of lapped cars, I'd rather have them just be in one line, kind of down on the bottom, out of the way as much as possible. All right, and let's get started. You're going to see I did a saved race. The reason being is I was going to say, please don't crash. I sorted all the drivers to how they are qualified pre like car or engine swaps. So this might not be exact for Sunday, but as of now, as of the time of doing the stream, this is the starting grid for the Daytona 500 after the duels. So I did everyone, and then here we got the king, yours truly, in the 28 car, because I had to qualify just to do that, but we will not be racing. Once again, we will not be racing. This is a sim. So, I want to hear everyone's pick. Who's your favorite driver that you want to see win this sucker? All right, so let's get into the race. Let's accelerate until a little bit.
Drivers, to
here
your
we go.
car.
I want to hear everyone's picks. For your drivers you want to see win the Daytona 500. All right, so let's go down the starting grid. On the pole, we got Alex Bowman, and then on his outside, outside the front row, we got his teammate William Byron. Then we got Eric Almirola and Austin Dillon in the second row. Got Bubba Wallace, Christopher Bell, and then Bubba Wallace in the third row. There we go. We got the engine started. Then we got Ryan Newman and Kevin Harvick in the next row, followed by Joey Logano and Kyle Busch. Behind them, we got Ryan Preece and Chase Elliott. And behind them, you got Kyle Larson, Ryan Blaney, and we got Daniel Suarez making his debut in the Trackhouse racing car. Corey LaJoie in the number 7. Michael McDowell in the 34. We got David Reagan up there in the 36. The 77, which is Jamie McMurray. Outside of him, we got Kurt Busch. Then we got Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in the 47. On his outside, we got Chris Buescher in the 17. Behind them, we got Brad Keselowski, Matt D. Benedetto, and then we got teammates Martin Truex Jr. and Denny Hamlin in the row behind them, followed by Cole Custer and Joey Gase. Then we got Tyler Reddick, Ryan Briscoe, followed by Eric Jones, and is that Derek Hope? Yes, it is. Then behind them, we got Quinn Hoof, followed by Ross Chastain. And then we got Cody Ware and Anthony Alfredo. Then the second to last row consists of Josh Bilicki and BJ McLeod. Then the final row is Kaz Grala in the number 16 and Austin Cindric in the 33. And that is your Daytona 500 starting order. Who was your pick to win? Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Do we got audio? Is everything good? Let me know if audio and video is good for everyone. I just want to make sure you guys have a good stream experience. Did I say Ryan Briscoe? I meant Chase Briscoe. Oh, Jesus. I meant Chase. You know what I meant. I've been doing a lot of prep to get this ready. All right, we are coming to the green flag.
Hell yeah!
The green flag is dropped, and right at the start of the green flag, Doggo with the resub. 16 months green flag. Oh, my goodness, Doggo. And we even got the green flag for the moonhead emoji. Green flag, green flag, green flag. I can't do that quickly like he can. It takes practice. Anyway, through all my rambling, we got Alex Bowman leading the field through turns 1 and 2. He shuffles to the outside. We got some cars already off the pace in the back. We got Ross Chastain is well off the pace. That is not good for the cars that got trapped behind him. Ross Chastain already with some mechanical issues in that number 42 car. Meanwhile, back to the front of the field. So there's now 4 cars broken off from the lead pack already. In all my testing I was doing, we were able to go like all the way to the first pit stop with everyone staying in the pack, but I was not anticipating mechanical issues. Let's go back to Ross Chastain and see where he's at. If he's pitting or not. I'd guess he's in the pits, yeah. Ross Chastain already with mechanical problems. You hate to see it. Meanwhile, back to the front, we got Ryan Newman on the outside, but we got Joey Logano charging to the inside to the lead. He is being pushed by Ryan Preece. We gotta wonder what's going on with the 42 here. So he is already off the pace. He's pulling off a pit road. So he will get back on track, but not before losing a lap and making the 3 cars that were stuck behind him get out of the lead draft. So already problems for Ross Chastain. I'm just going to let you guys know now, if this is the thing where he's just stuck infinitely pitting, I'm going to restart the race quickly because I don't want that to happen. If he comes back onto the track and keeps running laps just fine single file, we'll keep going. But sometimes, every now and then, NR2003 has that glitch where they're stuck just infinitely pitting. They'll pit, they'll come out, and then they'll immediately just pit again, and then they'll come out, and then they'll immediately just pit again. If this is that case, I'm just going to restart the race real quick because I don't want to be stuck with that. I was doing some great test races where we were getting the entire pack 2-3 wide the entire way through, at least through the first pit stop. So if he pits here again, we'll just restart right away. He's not? Alright, we'll keep going. Just a bad day for Chastain, but we will keep going. Meanwhile, we got Ryan Newman leading the pack out front. So we got this main pack here. We got Ross Chastain by himself, and then we got these 3 cars, Anthony Alfredo, BJ McLeod, and Kaz Gralla, formed into their own little drafting line. They're going pretty fast. As long as they stay together, they shouldn't really lose too much ground to the lead pack. Too much from where they are at right now, at least. As long as they stay single file like that, they should be good to at least survive till the first pit stop, because we're already on lap 5. Oh, look at that camera view. Oh, look at that camera view. So yeah, Ross Chastain is currently struggling with mechanical problems already. We might have some issues once we catch him and the field laps him. Meanwhile, back up front, we got Matt DiBenedetto now being pushed to the lead. He's going to lead that lap just barely over Denny Hamlin by 0.02 of a second. We got Chase Elliott being squeezed 3 wide in the middle. That's not good for our reigning champion. Meanwhile, DiBenedetto continues to control the lead while they are 3 wide behind him, but here comes a charge from last year's rookies, now sophomore drivers, Tyler Reddick and Cole Custer. And if we look back in the background, we will see those 3 struggling cars. They're starting to lose a little bit more ground each lap, but at this rate, it looks like they should survive being on the lead lap until the first pit stop, which in my test races I was doing, the first pit stop will be around lap 31 or so. Let's go up front with Reddick. I'm trying not to do this jumpy camera switches too much. So on board with Reddick looking back. Got Cole Custer. Got Quinn Hoof and Cody Ware up front. Let's go to the helicopter view for a little bit. Oh yeah, that's sexy. Hey! Did you not hear my zillion disclaimers at the start of the stream where I know some of the schemes aren't correct? The race hasn't even happened yet, so some of the schemes aren't completely accurate. I apologize. We got Kurt Busch leading the charge out front now. There's been so many lead changes, it's hard to keep track of all of them. That looks like a flying goose formation. It's the single car out front, followed by a few rows of 2 wide, and then followed by a bunch of rows of 3 wide. Little V formation, basically. And those cars in the back are dropping about a second per lap. We'll see where they're at this time by. Yeah, roughly a second per lap. And speaking of lap cars, Ross Chastain is about a straight away from going 2 laps down. And it's going to be interesting to see what this does to the pack once the leaders catch him. And all these cars 2, 3 wide catch this slow lapped car that's struggling, having some mechanical problems. But right now, as of now, Ross is just one lap down. They are 2, 3 wide most of the way through. You love to see this racing. Where did I get Hoop's car? I literally took the same scheme he had for last year, but I just updated the banners. I just took a scheme from last year, and then I took the templates that Lefty posted on Stunod. Got rid of every layer except for the banners. I updated the Quinn Hoof banners. I exported the TGA of last year's scheme. Exported that into GIMP, and then I copied and pasted the layer of the updated banners over the last year's scheme. I exported that as a TGA, and then I imported that back into the game. I did that with like 7 of the drivers to get the updated banners. That we had similar schemes from last year, but not, or just similar cars from at some point, but not the correct updated 2021 banners. We got Bubba Wallace and Austin Cindric with a big push down there on the bottom lane. Look at these 2 drivers. Let's go on board with Bubba Wallace as he charges into 3rd place. Oh, you can see we're getting close to catching Ross Chastain. That's going to be trouble once we catch him. Excuse me. Meanwhile, those other cars should still be good to survive on the lead lap until at least the first round of pit stops. Go back to the helicopter view. Bubba Wallace sitting in the outside row, 2nd row. Here comes Austin Cindric to the inside of Kyle Busch, the 2-time champion, being pushed by Logano to the lead. Looks like Austin Cindric is going to lead that lap. Yeah. Oh, Logano stole it from him. Just barely. We're about a lap or so away from catching Ross Chastain. This is going to be interesting, folks. Once this big pack of cars catches this slow lapped car. As of now, 13 laps in, Chastain is the only car lap down, but this is going to be interesting once they catch him. So they are 2, 3 wide most of the way through. It's going to slow up a lot of the cars, make a lot of the pack check up. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Kevin Harvick leads that lap, meanwhile, while they are 3 wide for the lead. Between Harvick, Truex, and Almirola. 3 wide for the lead as they're approaching a lapped car in the turn. Oh, no. Oh, no, Ross, what are you doing? Get down to the bottom. Uh-oh. I predict trouble here. Oh! What's going on? What are you doing, Truex? Actually, Ross might be able to hang out with the pack. Maybe he was just slow because he was out of the draft, but looks like he's not really mechanically slow anymore. He just had to pit. Well, if he can stay in front of the leaders, he will only be 1 lap down. And I believe he'll get a wave around, if I'm not mistaken. But looks like he's being passed now. McDowell being pushed by Suarez. How many lead changes have we had already? And we're not even 14 laps in. Alright, so fortunately, Ross didn't really hold up the pack at all, and he's not slowing them down. But just remember, the 42 is a lap down, now technically 2. But as of now, that's the only car not on the lead lap in this pack, is the 42. Everyone else is fighting for position. And yeah, once again, in my test races I did, it's around lap 31 or so is when the first round of pit stops will be. A little bit of a separation going on here, but they're gonna suck right back up. I did tweak the track INI file just ever so slightly. I decreased the drafting and the bunching distance just ever so slightly just to get a little bit more 3-wide racing going on. Because in a lot of the tests I was doing, they're basically just staying perfectly like 2-wide. Almost like how they'd look like fresh off of a restart, like 20 laps in. So just to get a little bit more 3-wide racing, I decreased the drafting and the bunching distance just ever so slightly. And I decreased the track temp just to get the average speeds in like the mid to upper 190s versus the lower 190s, how they were running before with the default temp. But other than that, the track INI has basically been untouched. Alright, so Ross Chastain is 2 laps down. The 16, 38, and 78 are about 15, 16 laps behind. But that's fine because that's only about a third of a lap, and they're about halfway to pitting, at least halfway to pitting. Let's take a wide look at this pack as we go around 1 lap of Daytona. Matt DiBenedetto leads the field, being followed by a former Daytona 500 champion, Jamie McMurray. And yes, if anyone new joining in, I realize some of the schemes aren't exactly correct, like Tyler Reddick, Austin Dillon, etc. They don't have exactly every single scheme up to date. I did the best I could. I'm sure they'll have them in the next few days. Speaking of schemes that aren't correct, Austin Dillon's back there looking like he might be at risk of losing the pack, but he should be good as long as he can stick with them. Let's go back up front here to Matt DiBenedetto. Let's look out the back of his Ford Mustang. So we follow along the number 21 car. Looking back at Jamie McMurray and Tyler Reddick. Tyler Reddick with a push from the bottom line. What's Tyler going to do with this momentum? He's the beast. You know he ain't going to hold back. On board with Matt DiBenedetto as he leads lap 19 of the Daytona 500. I am going to be commentating the whole race. So hopefully my commentary ain't too terrible. So you guys are going to have to deal with it for the next few hours. This front 3 is starting to pull away just a little bit, but pack is going to suck back up to them real quick. As you can see, Chase Elliott and Brad Keselowski are going to have a big run here. Let's go on board with Brad. There we go. I cycled the wrong way in the cameras. I'm still getting used to this. Brad Alright, he's going to have a good run here down turn 2. What's he going to do with it? Is Bell going to use the momentum from behind him? Is he going to make a move to the inside of Benedetto? He is. There goes the 20. On board with the 20 car of Christopher Bell as he battles side by side with Matt D. Benedetto for the lead. '21 led that lap by 2/100ths of a second. Christopher Bell now out to the lead. We got Alex Bowman stuck in the middle, 3 wide behind him. So should be around 10 laps or so away from the first round of green flag pit stops. And in my tests I've been doing, I don't want to get anyone too excited yet, but typically the first caution has been coming out around or near the pit stops, if there is a caution at all. Sometimes they've been doing it perfectly cleanly. Sometimes there's been a little bit of oopsies. Alright, so let's check on that other pack of these 3 cars. Of Kaz Gralla, Anthony Alfredo, and BJ McLeod. They're kind of staying single file. They are currently around 18, 19 laps behind, or seconds behind. Which that still isn't even a half a lap yet, and they're well past the halfway to pit stop. So if a caution comes out during the round of pit stops, these guys should be in position to easily be able to stay on the lead lap. Yeah, so these 3 cars, although there's only 3, if we check their speed, they're still going in the mid to upper 190s, and that's basically around what the pack is going, so that's not too... It's not too bad for those guys, as long as they stay drafting together. Even though there's only 3 of them, they're staying pretty well together. Comes Austin Cindric. We're gonna have a 3 wide pass for the lead. Oh, we had Jamie Mack almost went 4 wide there for a second. Look at this pack there, 3 wide, almost the whole way deep. This is beautiful. Oh, Joey Logano looking below the yellow for a second, trying to pass his teammate. That's a teammate. Yikes. Oh, jeez. Oh, no. We got Buescher blowing up. We got a car blowing up in the back. Is that going to be a caution, or is he going to be able to get off the track? That's at the very least going to split up some of these cars. Buescher with an engine problem. He's able to get down to the bottom. These cars are able to get around him, but not before splitting up the pack a little bit. There's not really any cars that are by themselves. So these guys should kind of stay in their own little draft and not really lose too much ground. If Buescher isn't able to get back to the pits here, if he has to stop on the track, that's going to be a caution. Let's check his speed. I think he'll make it back to the pits. Here comes... Ah! I thought he was going to pull up and... Yeah, he'll make it to the pits. So that won't be a caution. But Chris Buescher looks like he is out with mechanical problems. Looks like a blown engine. Meanwhile, this lead pack is still stayed together for the most part. So obviously he was near the back. And all the cars that were behind him kind of still have their own little drafting. With the exception of these cars, but they'll be caught by this backpack. Backpack. They'll be caught by this pack in the rear momentarily. Yeah, we should have green flag pit stops here. I know, sorry for the cameras. I try to be smoother with those. Should have green flag pit stops here in about 5 laps or so, maybe a little less. So interesting. We had Ross Chastain end up having to pit on the first lap with some sort of issue, but he's stayed with the pack. with that back part of the pack at least, 2 laps down, he hasn't lost any more ground once the pack caught him. He's been able to stick with them. And then Chris Buescher, I'm assuming is going to be out with an engine problem. A clutch. It's officially listed as a clutch. So Buescher will finish dead last as long as Chastain can complete another lap or 2. Oh, here we got Truex being pushed 3 wide. Yeah, I can see that rear pack formed on its own. So as long as they stay together, they're not really going to lose any more ground to the leaders. Custer's going to catch the rear one, and then it looks like Suarez will be caught by that rear pack. So about another 2 or 3 laps or so, we should have our first round of green flag pit stops. They might start to get single file sorted out here, or at least double file. It was weird. They were actually fairly organized getting onto the pits in the tests I was doing. And they might be even more organized now that the pack's a little split up from those little issues from those other cars. If that, some cars might be coming to the pits here. Not yet. You're getting double file though. The AI are smart at this track. They got kind of more organized in preparation of them coming into the pits in the tests I was doing. So that's that pack. Oh, Cody Ware. He might be out of fuel. I think Cody Ware's out of fuel. He's having to come to the pits. Here's these 3 cars that have stayed together this whole time. And then here's all these cars. And then Suarez is going to get caught by them. Right here. So Suarez will be able to stick with these guys. And then... Alright, so probably this lap, people are going to start pitting. So we will stay on this wide camera shot. Ooh, I don't know if you saw in the back there, but Keselowski almost got into McMurray. So we will stay on this rear... this wide camera angle in preparation of this pack coming into the pits. So we have made it 30 laps in, no cautions. A couple cars having some issues, but no cautions yet, no crashes. And we got 2 takers. We got what looks to be the 53. Oh, I'm sorry for the camera jitters. I know. Or, no, it's Kyle Larson in the 5, excuse me, and Michael McDowell. So our first takers in this lead pack. Looked like Cody Ware had to pit before that. So here is the lead pack. Or what's left of it, I should say. That's still a big pack. We got basically two packs right now, and then that little string of 3 cars in the tail end of the field. Yep, it looks like they're kind of shuffling. Here's going to be more cars coming into the pits right here. Yep, here's about half of the lead pack. Got Logano, Kyle Busch, Tyler Reddick, Quinn Hoof, Cindric, DiBenedetto. Oh, we got cars coming out of the pits while he's trying to get in. Oh, they did it smoothly. DiBenedetto, David Reagan, Bubba Wallace, Eric Jones. Oh, we got more cars coming in from that secondary pack. And I turned off the pit crews just to save some frames per second. Make my computer run a little smoother, because you barely ever see them. All right, who just came out of the pits? That's BJ just had to come out of the pits on his own. All right, and meanwhile, here's... All right, so Kyle Larson's getting up to speed coming out of the pits. Larson and McDowell already pitted. Here comes all but 4 cars of the lead pack. So there's all those cars. It looks like the only 4 that haven't pitted yet are Cole Custer, Jamie Mack, Briscoe, and Christopher Bell. All these cars, all these other cars you see either have pitted or are coming out of the pits. I think, yeah, Bell, Bell, Briscoe, McMurray, and Custer still have to pit, if I'm not mistaken. So this pack's going to be a little bit split up now. Now that everyone's doing all their green flag pit stops. Yep, here comes Bell, as expected. Mac. Oh, Briscoe! Oh, in the back. He was trying to get down from the outside line. Oh, that was close. That was close with those few cars. But everyone made it cleanly, at least so far. Base car hasn't moved yet, so no cautions. I believe once these 5 cars are done, Briscoe, Custer, Stenhouse, McMurray, and Bell. Once these 3 cars are done, I believe everyone has pitted. So we'll see how the packs kind of get formed out once everyone comes out of the pits and gets all together. So here comes the leaders. It looks like this is going to be the battle for the lead right here now. These 4 cars is basically the battle for the lead at the moment. So that's kind of the lead pack getting formed up right now. Down the backstretch, all these little clumps of cars should slowly start to form together. In theory, with the draft. And yeah, we've gone 35 laps with no caution. Yeah, the 19 is your leader. Let's go on board with 5th place, Ryan Newman. As he tries to lead the charge catching this first pack, and it looks like he is catching them, definitely. There's no stages, unfortunately, and I know there is a software to throw like at least 1 manual yellow, but I do not know how to work it, so. This traditional NR2003, unfortunately. But it's as good as we're going to get. Hopefully you guys enjoy. So here's this little secondary pack, catching the leaders. They're kind of getting all formed together now. There's about a dozen cars in what's now the lead pack. See if those guys back there can catch them. Chastain is not out of the race. He's 2 laps down. He had some mechanical issues early on, but he's not out of the race. So this is the lead pack right here. These are our leaders after the round of green flag pit stops. And we got a group of 4 cars back there. And then naturally, once cars start to break off the pack in front of them, they'll be caught by the pack behind them and get back up to speed. So once all these packs start to form, as long as they're fairly equal, they might be spread out, but they shouldn't be gaining too much ground on one another. Who's the next car that's going to go a lap down? Looks like Anthony Alfredo. Unless a caution comes out in a couple laps, looks like Fast Pasta is going to go a lap down shortly. He is one of the stragglers that broke off from the pack during the round of pit stops. This is the CTS version of the Cup mod, and I lowered the temp to get the cars to do like mid to upper 190s for the average lap speeds. I know it's a little bit lower now because the packs are a little bit smaller, but. Alright, so these dozen cars or so are your leaders. It's exactly a dozen cars. And then you have about 5 cars that are about 4 seconds back from them. Then you have that other line that are about 7.5 seconds back from the leaders. Right now, Ross Chastain is still the only... Oh, Cody Ware officially retired with a piston issue. So it was not out of gas. He was having mechanical issues. And the 14! Right when I'm looking at the standings, the 14 just retired. And he's not in the pits, I don't think. No. Shoot, sorry. Try not to be that jumpy with the cameras. So we have now officially had 3 DNFs of the race. Remember that, the 14, 51, 17. In case my game crashes or something, we have to do a restart of the game. 14, 51, 17 have all retired. So Chase Briscoe will not win his debut Daytona 500. This is like the third group of cars, I think. This is like the third or fourth little mini pack of cars. Byron. Let's try to find the leaders. Here we go. Got Cindric and Benedetto battling side by side for the lead. They just caught Alfredo. So Alfredo's now officially a lap down since the leaders are in front of him. So Alfredo and Chastain are the only 2 cars on track that are currently off the lead lap. And we've had 3 DNFs. What's up, Gary? How's it going, boy? How's it going, everyone else? Appreciate y'all tuning in. Whether you're on YouTubes or the Twitches. Glad to have you here. Checking out the simulated running of the Daytona 500. Please don't tell me we got Derek Cope in second place right now. I think we got Derek Cope in second place. We got Kyle Larson in second place. Derek Cope in third. Harvick got a pretty big lead right there, but he's going to get caught by the cars drafting behind him pretty quickly, as they are 3 wide behind him. Looks like the 2 JGR cars are going to get a big push there down on the inside line. Truex is going to have to be dumb not to jump to the inside of Harvick there, and he does, and abandons his teammate in the process. That wasn't Clint Darko, that was Chase Briscoe. Alright, so these are the dozen or so cars out front. Once again, Alfredo and Chastain are the only 2 cars currently on track that are not on the lead lap. The next cars at risk of going a lap down are these 3, but as long as they stay together, they're going pretty fast. They got about a straightaway of cushion before they go a lap down, but they're going a few miles an hour less than the leaders, but they're not going too terribly slow. Ooh, that was close for that lead, that lap lead. Truex just barely. And here comes Reddick underneath. The beast. He will not be denied as he gets pushed by Brad Keselowski. Let's go on board with the beast. Moving on the back straightaway. Oh, here comes Brad. Looking to the inside. And they are 3 wide, and then to Benedetto. How many lead changes have we had? Oops. There we go. Matty D leads that lap. Lap 45. Officially coming up on being 25% done with this race. So we got Ryan Newman now getting pushed to the front. They're 3 wide behind him. We got Cindric peeking to the inside. Unless Newman blocks, Cindric's going to have the run. goodness, please don't tell me Derek Cope's going to get to the lead here. Don't tell me Derek Cope's going to get to the lead here. He's getting a big push from Larson and Hoof. Unless Newman blocks. Oh, Newman's going to block. And here's these cars still out front, trying to avoid going a lap down. They're praying for a caution before this lead pack catches them. They're praying for a caution before this lead pack catches them. They're staying together pretty good up there, so I think it'll be a while before they get caught. I think they might survive till the second round of green flag pit stops before they get caught. Because they just got to hang on for like another 12, 15 laps, and as long as they stay single file like that up there, they're going pretty fast. Matt DiBenedetto and Ryan Newman side by side. Shades of Bristol 2019. Can you imagine if Derek Cope wins this thing? Alright, so this is the lead pack right here. We'll take a little look at the packs that we got. These are the last cars on the lead lap. They're trying to avoid going a lap down, these three. And then, there's the difference. You can see the leaders behind them. But as long as they stay single file like that, they should be good for now. Stenhouse has lost any drafting help. He's off the pace. As is Bowman. But here's basically the secondary pack. Or this is kind of the secondary pack, but they're starting to fall off. These four cars are eventually going to get swallowed up by this pack. So it's basically the secondary pack, these like four stragglers in between. The lead pack. And then these three about 8 or 9 seconds ahead of the leaders, trying to avoid going a lap down. And that's our run through the field. Derek Cope in the second place. He might win this damn thing. And yes, I know Cope's scheme isn't correct. He's one of the cars they didn't have painted yet. And so far it's still just the 3 DNFs, the 14, the 51, and the 17. About 12 laps or so, probably a dozen laps until the next round of green flag pit stops. These guys up here are just praying that a caution comes out before that, or before the leaders catch them. See the leaders there in the background. They still got a good gap. As long as they stay single file, they're going pretty fast. Yes, Danny, these are all bots. This is an AI simulation. So I am not letting my lack of talent get in the way of anyone's favorite driver having a chance of winning this simulated running. We've had so many lead changes this race, it's hard to keep track of. I think those three will be able to hang on and stay on the lead lap before they get to the next round of pit stops. And yeah, this pack is fairly big, this lead pack, but as long as they're going side by side instead of completely single file, they're not going as fast as they could be. Those guys single file back there. It looks like they might be catching the leaders. Those 4 stragglers that I thought were going to drop back and get caught by the second pack. They're staying single file and looks like they might be catching them. Although right when I say that, Eric Jones lost their draft, or is starting to fall back a little bit. Alright, so that last lap around, the stragglers were 3.3. 2.3. Oh, they're catching them. They caught a full second that lap. But now they're not as together. Is Almirola sniffing that draft yet? Oh no, Blaney, what are you doing? You're supposed to try to catch those cars. Not go side by side. That's gonna hurt you guys. Yeah, now they're not gonna. Right there, 2.3. 1.7. Actually, they might be sniffing the draft now. Almirola just might be barely sniffing the draft. 1.75 last time around. We'll take a look at that in the next few laps. Tyler Reddick up to the lead. Once again, Alfredo is a lap down. Alright, so it looks like Almirola and Blaney have caught the lead pack. But it looks like Jones and the 52 might drop back. Yeah, they're going to fall back and then get caught by this pack. So 2 of those 4 stragglers caught the lead pack, and the other 2 are now look like they're going to drop back and get caught by the pack behind them. Ooh, this is kind of good news for these guys. Bowman and Suarez got caught. Or Bowman and Stenhouse, excuse me, got caught by these 3 cars. So there should be a few more cars together for these guys to draft off of each other. So this pack should go a little bit more quicker. So these 5 cars are the next ones at risk of going a lap down. There's the leaders. It's going to be close whether we have to pit. Whether they have to pit for green flag stops first or not. If these guys stay single file, I don't know, it's going to be close. So here come the leaders, and that's the next group of 5 cars that are at risk of going a lap down. It's going to be close. And there's Jones and the 52 back there side by side. They're going to get swallowed up by that next pack any second. Alright, so we're probably like around less than 5 laps away from the next round of pit stops if we stay green. Our pole sitter, Alex Bowman, is at risk of going a lap down. Let's go on board with Alex Bowman here. As we look back towards the leaders. It's going to be close. I think the leaders are going to catch them right when these pit stops start. Meanwhile, here's the lead pack. Yeah, this might cause a little bit of chaos as we try to head into the pits. Yeah, we're probably 3-4 laps away, tops, from the next round of pit stops. Oh, those guys got single file. They kind of stabled out the amount of ground they're losing to the leaders. Right now, like any one of these dozen cars in this lead pack right now are looking in really good shape. Alfredo jumping to the inside. Are we going to have people pitting soon? Let's go to the wide shot to see if we might have any takers into the pits yet. Not this time around. Might be a couple more laps, but yeah, any should be happening shortly. And any cars that might have been stragglers or caught out of the draft might be pitting a little sooner, since they've had to go a little bit more full throttle than other cars that have been in the draft. So here's a look at this lead pack. We'll keep a wide shot of them, as it looks like they're probably going to be heading into the pit sometime in the next couple laps. All right, what's going to happen here? Still no takers. As those cars in front are about a lap or so away from getting lapped. Especially them being side by side like that. Yeah, this is going to cause some issues, I think. All right, so Bowman, Stenhouse, Kazgrala, Suarez, and McLeod are all now at risk of going a lap down. So the 6 is ahead of the 48. That means that's putting them a lap down. Larson's pitting, so he's the first taker for the second round of pit stops. Or one of the first takers, unless someone else is pitted in the back that I'm not aware of. We might have some issues. With all these lapped cars kind of clustered in with these lead lap cars, as everyone's trying to head into the pits in the next few laps, couple laps. This might lead to some incidents. Alright, let's go back to the wide shot. Let's see what all happens as people are trying to come into the pits. BJ McLeod into the pits, as is McDowell, as is Quinn. So those 3 cars cleanly in. Pace cars stationary, so still no incidents. Here is Larson coming out of the pits, getting up to speed. With no drafting help, he's going to get caught here in the turn. Or if he can hold this inside, this is going to be Larson's advantage. If Larson can keep this inside before the pack catches him, before they go into the pits. Alright, so Larson is out and clean. Now we got DiBenedetto, Reddick. Oh, we got contact! Oh, no! We got contact, Truex! Truex with issues in the pits. A major contender just did a 360. Truex with major problems in the pits. Major problems for the 19. Oh my goodness. We got the 24, the 3, the 21, the 8 are now coming out of the pits. Alright, this is gonna be most of the cars that haven't pitted yet. Alright, so we got Almirola, Alfredo, who's a lap down, Harvick, Derek Cope, Stenhouse, who I believe is a lap down. Now we got these cars who I believe have pitted already. These cars that haven't. Oh, this might cause some issues as these guys are getting up to speed. Oh, that's close. Alright, so we'll have to find this lead pack once this is all sorted out. Right now it says Newman was leading, but here comes Newman to the pits now. And then there's some more cars coming to the pits here. Got Custer and Preece. I'll tell you what, guys, just to make this a little bit more interesting, I think at the 100 lap mark, I might do a restart. I might do a 100 lap race at the Daytona night. Just as a little bit of a stage break, a competition caution of sorts. Get these guys all sorted out. So I don't want them being green all split up like this for the rest of the race. We'll do a wave to all the cars a lap down. So basically we'll start a race with the 14, 51, and 17 missing with 100 laps to go. That's if like it stays green till then and everyone's still just all spread out. I have no idea where the lead pack is. I think this is probably the lead pack right here. Shoot. I believe these are the leaders. What's up, Who Am You? Can we get a nice for lap 69? So the 8 should be leading. Yep. Oh, it says the 77's leading. The 77 hasn't pitted yet. Where's the 77 at? Jamie Mack hasn't pitted. Oh, he just pulled out of the pits now. And yeah, there goes the leaders there. Alright, so these guys will all get formed up. This is the lead pack right here. Once again, about a dozen or so cars. So once again, if there's no caution by lap 100, I will throw the manual yellow, air quotes, I will throw the competition caution. I will start a new race, a 100 lap race at Daytona night. And let them race it from there. So basically, at the next round of green flag pit stops or lap 100, whichever comes first. Unless there's a caution. That kind of bunches the field back up again. If that happens, then I'll stick with this, but I want to somehow do like a competition caution or a stage break to kind of replicate the modern day rules a little bit. Don't get excited, BJ McLeod is about to go a lap down. He's the last car in the lead lap. He's not fighting for a position right now. What position is Larson in? He is in 9th. So yes, Larson is for position in this lead pack. So you heard it here first, folks. Lap 100 or the next round of green flag pit stops, whichever comes first. I'm throwing a competition caution. I am starting a new race at Daytona night of 100 laps as like the second half of the Daytona 500. I will get rid of all the cars that have DNF'd and then just pretend any cars that are a lap down just got their wave and they're back on the lead lap. So at lap 100, we will start a new 100 lap race at Daytona night with the remaining 37 cars basically all in the lead lap. But yeah, we will get rid of the 3 that have already been DNF'd. Austin Cindric leading the lap. So I hope that's understandable, because there's not really a way to do competition cautions or stage breaks with NR, so I feel like splitting the race in half and then switching to the night version right at the halfway point is the next best thing. And then just eliminating all the cars that have DNF'd by that point. Hopefully that makes sense. Where's face cam? You don't need face cam if I'm just commentating. If I were racing, I'd have face cam on, but if I'm just commentating, you don't need to see my face. Yeah, the 78 right now is battling basically to stay on the lead lap if a caution were to come out. He wants to be ahead of the leaders, but that's not looking good right now. Newman to the lead. Newman and Blaney side by side. Have there been any more retirements since I last checked? Nope, still the 3. Chastain is still 2 laps down, and then there's 5 cars 1 lap down. Yeah, so we have 3 retirements, 6 cars off the lead lap, 1 of which is 2 laps down. Then everyone else is on the lead lap. Oh, no, never mind. Forgot about the 78. He's technically lap down. So there's technically 6 cars 1 lap down, and then a 7th 2 laps down. So this is the lead pack right here. So about another 25 laps of racing. Then we will switch to Daytona night. We'll switch to the night version for the second half. Continues to lead. He's getting pressured by Reddick, though. Yeah, once again, that 78, he's not racing for nothing. If he can get his nose ahead of the leaders here and then a caution were to come out, he would be back on the lead lap. Same with the 38. Is there anyone else in this front pack that's off the lead lap? The 78, 38, I think that's it. 00. He's Quinn Hoof's racing for position. Where is Matt DiBenedetto? He's right there in 3rd place. Looking for 2nd place. Oh, back to 3rd. Alright, so this is good. The pack's starting to get a little bit broken up now, so this will be a good time to do a stage break of sorts here in about 20 laps. Yeah, Blaney's kind of been the strong car out front right now ever since this little tiny pack here took over. Let's start watching. Can I get a recap of the action so far? Chastain pitted on the first lap, went 2 laps down. Buescher not too long after retired with a motor or a clutch. Cody Ware pitted, and then he had a bad piston. Then the 14 retired with a valve problem at some point. I didn't even notice that, though. There's been 2 rounds of green flag pit stops. There's like 6 cars off the lead lap that aren't still racing. Or that are still racing. In the second round of green flag pit stops, the only issue that I could see was Truex having his little spinaroo. Here comes Alfredo. He wants to get back on the lead lap. Fast Pasta's looking to get back with the leaders. Alright, so once again, if anyone new is joining in 20 laps at stage, or at lap 100, I'm going to be doing a stage break of sorts, right at exactly the middle point, so I can switch to Daytona night, re-rack the field, get all the lap down cars on the lead lap, and then I will, since I'll be restarting that race, a new one with 100 to go, I'll take this exact same car set, exact same ratings, but I will just get rid of the cars that have DNF'd by this point. Yeah, in this main pack, the 38 and the 78 are a lap down. That's another reason why I want to do a restart, too, so there's not so many lapped cars spread out all over the place. 38 and 78 are a lap down in this pack. So in 20 laps to go, we'll do a stage break. So right now we're racing to the end of the stage. Yeah, we'll just pretend Chastain gets lucky and he gets 2 lucky dogs. He gets his lap back. Everyone else gets their wave. We'll just do a little pretending. It's NR2003. It's an 18-year-old game that it wasn't designed with all the rules and everything else of the modern day. So we gotta get a little creative. Yeah, since there hasn't been a caution yet, this has been a fairly quick race so far. Oh, here we got Reddick getting pushed to the lead. The Beast. Doesn't look like there's any other cars that are going to go a lap down. So yeah, we'll just pretend Ross gets 2 lucky dogs and everyone else gets a wave. And then we'll have a 100 lap to go restart at Daytona night, under the lights. Look at the pack all back together. Happy to see people still play NR2003. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Love this game. Even when I'm not even playing it. Even when I'm just simming it. That's right. Now the field's just trying to survive till the stage break. Just clicking laps, trying not to wreck. Trying to survive the next 17 laps. Like I said, with this little small pack right here, Blaney has seems to be the dominating car, the dominant car. We got Quinn that was dropping to the rear there, but he's gonna get caught by this pack. This little line of cars. We should hopefully get their draft. Yeah, Quinn's able to get their draft. He gets up to speed, up to the mid 190s easily. Oh, yeah. Then behind these little group, this is the second pack. Then right here is the third pack, which seems to be the biggest pack out of all of them. And then after these guys, You got 3 cars. You got Truex. You got the 2 Pass Pro Shops car. Nose to tail. Truex, Dylan, Bubba, and Byron. And then, yeah, those are the next cars risking going a lap down. But they should be good as long as they stay together. Even if they go a lap down, they'll get a wave at the stage break. Don't worry. They'll get a wave at the stage break. Alright, so BJ trying to get his lap back. Up on the outside. And Cindric continuing to lead laps in his first ever Daytona 500. Oh! Oh! We got a car upside down. What on earth? Oh, no! Alright, there will not be... We will restart. Still at lap 100. I still do want to do that transition. Into night at the middle waypoint. But... Chastain. Upside down. Oh, no. The mechanical problems... The mechanical problems finally went. He was drafting behind his teammate. And the thing just blew. He hits the wall. He's come to a stop. Denny gets turned. Oh. And then he just... Oh. We have 2 flips. Kaz Gralla flipped upside down. Oh my gosh, someone flipped. We just had 2 flips, ladies and gentlemen, in the same wreck. We just had 2 flips. So Chastain blows his engine. The mechanical problems becoming evident from earlier. Oh, Gralla gets clipped by Hamlin. David Reagan. Chase Elliott. Oh, no. The banking. The banking just taking out multiple victims. He's just spinning. He hits the transition and just up and over it goes. That's it. Pretty gentle, all things considered. All right, let's go on board with... Let's go on board with the 42 first. Actually, let's go on board. We'll stay on board with Kaz Gralla. So there's the engine that gets blown. Ross hits the wall. Oh. Just gets clipped. Hit by Chase Elliott. Then up and over. Chase Elliott's bad luck in the Daytona 500 continues. Let's watch Ross's point of view. Ross is probably out, obviously, after that. Believe it or not, Kaz Gralla might still be racing. So he's just drafting his teammate here. And all of a sudden the thing just blows. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Who else is back here that we can take a on board of? I think just Chase, honestly. What a turn of events. So we'll still be transitioning to the Daytona night at the 100 lap mark, but... And anyone that's a lap down, we'll just give them a fresh car and put them back on the lead. Anyone that hasn't DNF'd by the 100 lap mark, we'll get them back on the lead lap for the start of the segment 2. So on board with David Reagan now. 2 cars. Have you ever? No, I never. Let's take a look at a couple more TV replays. Let's slow this down. He gets clipped. Casarala backs it in. He gets hit hard by Chase. Spins down the banking, and just that right spin onto the banking just turns him. Up and over. And back here with Ross, same thing. Alright, we'll watch this. One more slow-mo, and then we'll get caught up. So, Denny gets in the way. Denny gets clipped. Denny clips 2 cars. I don't think Denny got too much damage, all things considered. Although Denny easily could have flipped too, given that the 16 and the 42 did. Alright. Let's get caught back up. Let's see who is all where. Alright, so the... Oh, Chase is out. Chase is out. The 16 is out as well. The 16 flipped. He's not able to keep going. Alright, so 9, 16, 42... I gotta write this down. I gotta go write this down. I'm gonna go grab a pen and paper. Ugh. Alright, so once again, for anyone just joining in, obviously for these cars that you see retired up on the ticker, when I do my segment restart and switch to Daytona Night, those are cars that will not be starting, obviously, since they're out. I need a different pen. So we had 2 flips in the Daytona 500, ladies and gentlemen. Both chases are out, yeah. Alright, so 9. So what I'm writing down is these cars that will not be starting the next race. The next segment, I mean. The next stage into Daytona Night. 9, 16, 42, 14, 51, 17. Anyone else will get their lap back in 10 laps. We'll give Denny 3 waves. Then we'll give the 78, 38, 99, 48, and 47 a wave. So a 10-lap shootout to the next segment. Till segment 2 of the Daytona 500 is how I'm calling it. So right now, all these cars on the outside line are on the lead lap. All the ones on the inside line are at least 1 lap down. Denny's 3 laps down because I'm assuming he had some damage to fix, but we're just going to assume he gets a few waves. Gets a few lucky dogs. What is Alfredo doing? What are you doing, Alfredo? He is slow. I don't know what he is doing. Where's Fast Pasta going? He's not going to wreck the field, is he? Don't pull a Harry Tiller! He might be trying to get to the pits. Yeah. Alright, so we'll give Alfredo his laps back. Since we can't control laps when we do a new race. Alright, so at the end of lap 100, we will basically just quit this race out. Once again, we'll take note of all the drivers that have DNF'd. We're going to swap over to Daytona Night for the evening portion of the race, Stage 2. And then we will restart with a fresh pack. Everyone has fresh cars. They'll all be on the lead lap. Everyone will have gotten a wave or a lucky dog. And then we will race those last 100 laps under the lights. So we have our third flip of the Daytona 500. Because Anthony Alfredo had issues once again coming out of the pits. Blew up and was right in front of the field. Well, I'm glad I'm doing a fresh restart. Just eliminating all the DNF cars. And then we'll, like, any cars that are damaged, we'll get freshies. So our third... Alright, there's a few big ones early on. Alfredo LePage in the field. You hate to see it. Alright, let's go. Helicopter view. Speedy Cash. Well, that is not some not so speedy cash right there. Yeah, his engine's gone and he's just still sitting in the bottom lane, and then luckily Blaney just barely misses him. Eric Jones ain't so lucky. Eric Jones is gone. Priest and Kurt Busch are probably done after that. Byron's probably done after that. Bubba just barely sneaks through. Bubba's still good. Alright, once again, any car that's damaged will be getting a restart. We'll be getting basically a fresh car once we do this restart, so... some of these janky crashes, if some of your favorite drivers are in, as long as they don't DNF in the next 5 laps. Which there's a few that are definitely going to DNF, like Alfredo and McDowell are for sure DNFing. Yeah, the 43 is DNFing. Alright, so we're basically going to have 10 cars out from accidents by the halfway points, and then we'll have a restart at Daytona Night with the rest of the cars getting basically fresh vehicles. Yeah, not a good day for Front Row Motorsports. Alfredo gets ass-packed by his teammate and sends him tumbling. Alright, this is going to be an extended caution. There's lots of cleanup to do on the track. We're going to write down the names of the retired drivers. The 43. We're basically going to switch over during this caution. We're just going to pretend there's another 5 laps of cleanup, and then it'll transition into night, and then we'll do a restart at Daytona Night. So 43, 52, 1. I was going to say, the 38 and the 4 are finally out of it. There we go. 38 and the 34. Alrighty, here's what's gonna happen. I'm going to do the restart now. Or I'm going to take a really quick break, hit the bathroom, stretch my back, the usual deal. And then, yeah, I will come back, and then when we come back, we will restart the race at Daytona night, 100 laps to go. Segment 2 of the Daytona 500. I'm just going to leave you with a super slow-mo replay of this incident while we're waiting. So thank you so much for tuning in. I promise I will be right back. I want to see which camera view is the best. There we go. All right. So I will be right back. Thank you so much for tuning in. Once we come back, we will have segment 2 of the Daytona 500 at nighttime. Appreciate you all tuning in. I will be right back. returned. I'm back. Fear not. All right, so turn this back up. Turn that off. All right, so we are going to restart, or not restart, I should say continue on to the next stage of the Daytona 500, the nighttime portion. We will eliminate all the cars that have been DNF from this race for the next one. Hold up. All right, just making sure we got this all. All right, so 17 is out, 51's out, 14's out, 42, 1, 2, 43. All right, so basically everyone but these 11 cars is advancing on to the next stage. We're basically just gonna 2011. 2021. I'm in the wrong decade. Daytona 500. Part 1. Alright, you can see we just completed lap 100. So we're literally just gonna abandon the race. Yes. Alright, so we're gonna switch to the night. I'm going to take a quick pick at the track INI just to make sure it looks good. I'm going to maybe lower the temp just a little bit, just like I did for this one. Tracks, Daytona, PBMC night, track. Let's turn it down to 36. All right, we should be good. And then go into opponent manager. All right, so DNF'd from the first part was the 9, the 16, the 42. I was going to say the 14. I'm just going in order so I don't confuse myself. And then the 14. The 51. 17. 43. 52. Did I already do the 1? Not yet. The 1. The 38, and the 34. Those 11 cars were the ones that DNF'd in the first segment. So you're going to save as Daytona, Daytona, 2, Daytona, 500. 2. So we're going to save that. So Chase is unfortunately eliminated. So let's pull our chat back up. Single race. All right, you guys ready for Daytona under the lights? Oh, shoot. Shoot. I didn't realize that was still on. My apologies. BBMC night. 2021 Daytona 500. Where's my Daytona 500? 2. 110%. Everything is the same. Hey, even better. 104 laps because I ended kind of like 5 laps early. So 104 laps remaining for the nighttime segment. That means they'll basically have to do 3 pit stops. They might have been able to squeeze it with just 2, but now they'll have to do 3 pit stops.
Drivers, to your cars.
All right, so here we go. We'll just say it got rained out to Monday, and we're restarting the last 104 laps on Monday. That's why the laps counter is different. Here we go. All right, stage 2 of the Daytona 500. Under the lights. All the cars are back in the lead lap. Everyone's got a fresh car. I know that's kind of unrealistic, but I want to do a restart day into night. We don't have a modern day Daytona that has a day into night transition for NR2003. I don't think there is a Daytona day to night for NR2003, period, let alone a modern one. All right, as the pace car rolls off, as we are getting ready to start the 3rd and final stage. The first 2 stages were like 41 laps each. Whatever 96 divided by 2 is, no. That would be 48. Yeah, the first 2 laps were 48. The first 2 stages were 48 laps. Now we're on the 3rd stage of 104 laps. That makes sense. Alright, we're racing on to nighttime. No one's blowing up right off the start, spreading out the pack. You love to see it. Busher Priest, excuse me, is hanging on to the tail end of the draft. Alright, we're good. Tyler Reddick leads the first lap of the final stage. I wish there was like a 2 go. Like instead of lap 2 of 1 something, I wish it just said number so-and-so laps 2 go. That'd be so much nicer for this. Yeah, they're already 3 wide, at least a few rows deep. Let's take a wide shot of this pack as they roll through the tri-oval. Ooh, look at that. Every single car is on the lead lap there. We don't have to worry about cars a lap down. Every single car is on the lead lap. Everyone's gotten a wave. Everyone's gotten their lucky dog. Reddick with a good run on the outside, but here comes the push on the inside from Bubba McMurray and Christopher Bell. Here comes Bubba on the inside looking for 2nd place. Alright, hate when I mistime those camera switches by just a couple milliseconds. Tyler Reddick leads that lap. Bubba in 2nd place with a run. Is he going to be able to do anything on the backstretch here? Where's Michael McDowell? He flipped. He flipped in the first stage. He's out. He DNF'd. He ass-backed his teammate, Alfredo, who blew an engine, and he went rolling. Shades of Texas 2008. Not really, but if anything, it looked more like Cindric's flip from a few years ago in turn 1. Tyler Reddick's still out front. He's looking strong. Don't rule the beast out. All right, and that was officially the lap 100. We've got 100 left. 100 remaining. So we basically, yeah, did like 96 in that first segment, which we'll call the first 2 stages, and then we'll call this the final stage of 104 laps. We're changing the rules, NASCAR. We're starting to make the final stage a little bit longer. Yeah, Reddick's been hanging on to this lead pretty easily. It'll take a lap or two for one of these guys to get a run built up, and then they'll get underneath him. Speak of the devil. Here comes Dibby. Here comes Dibby to the lead. Being pushed by none other than Joey Logano. Look out the back of DiBenedetto. He's got 2 Penske cars behind him looking. Got Logano and Keselowski. He can easily block both, though. He's going to hang out in the middle and let Keselowski get underneath him, it looks like. Well, he's able to get down in front of Keselowski. Dibby out front. Love to see it. So we got good 2-3 wide racing the whole way deep. Every single car still in the lead draft. Even Joey Gase back there was looking like he might start to tail off a little bit, but he should stick with it as long as he stays full throttle. Yeah, he's right back in the draft easily. Oh, look at Cole Custer making a move to the inside. Not quite there. 2 Penske cars side by side behind our leader, Matt DiBenedetto. And once again, the fuel runs here are around 31, 32 laps or so. So expect to see pit stops around lap 32 or so. Which, based on that math, they won't be able to make it on 2 stops. They'll probably have to be a 3rd stop late in the race. That'll really switch things up if we stay green this whole way. And if anyone wants to see any wrecks, go back and look at part 1. We had 3 flips in the first segment. First stage. So if this goes green and you're disappointed, we had no shortage of carnage in the first stage. Here comes Brad looking to the inside. It looks like he's going to get a push from Christopher Bell for the lead. Keselowski out front. Joey Gase is kind of hanging out there just barely at the tail end of the lead draft, but he's just barely hanging on to it. He might have to keep checking up. That's why he's stuck at the tail end of the pack. I think he should be good. All right, we're 9 laps in to the final stage. Benedetto and Brad side by side. Here comes Christopher Bell, 3 wide. 3 wide to the inside. What a move. Christopher Bell out to the lead. Let's go on board with Joey Gase. Let's make sure he ain't losing the draft. He's fine. He's good. Oh yeah, he's easily in the draft. We're back out front with our leader, Eric Jones. As we look back to the rest of the field, he's got a big gap right now. It's only a matter of time before they get a run on him. And Christopher Bell, I don't know if I said Jones, but I meant Bell. I'm still getting used to the 2020 to 2021 transitions. Here comes our two-time reigning champion, Denny Hamlin, peeking to the inside. Man, Bell has a huge lead. But don't speak too early, because here comes Denny Hamlin with a run from hell. He just needed to get out front, out in the clean air. Now he's in the draft of the leader. Here's Denny trying to track down his teammate. You see the lead still closing in. It's not quite as big of a run as they have in real life with these giant-ass spoilers, but still, for NR2003, CTS physics is the closest you're going to get. Got a little single-car breakaway here. Everyone else is three wide shuffled behind him. Everyone's still in the lead pack. We got Derek Cope up into third place, pushing our reigning 500 champion. Can he pull off another upset like in 1990? Kind of single file for the first 4 or 5 cars. And right as I say that, BJ McLeod jumps out on the inside of Derek Cope. Derek Cope's going to get shuffled back. Take a helicopter view for a little bit. We haven't seen this for a bit. Maybe something with the cooler temperature. They're a little bit more spaced out than they were in the previous race. I made sure the track I&I was essentially the same. BJ McLeod with a decent run with help from Kozlowski and Reddick. If he can get a good suck here and dive to the inside. Oh no, Kozlowski gets the inside of him before McLeod has a chance to make his move. Still every car in the lead pack. All 29 cars still have a chance. We're approaching halfway through this fuel window. Here comes Reddick. He's not going to quite get there, but he's going to have a run to possibly lead the next lap. Oh, he was really close. There's 100th of a second. So all of these cars are still in it. In it to win it. Let's go on board with Christopher Bell, or excuse me, Cole Custer. As they head into turn 3. Just pop up on their speed right now. He's going 194. They slow down to the mid-90s or so into the corners. They'll pick that speed back up in the straightaways. They'll get up to over 200. 99, 200. Peeking underneath. Here comes Almirola underneath Cole Custer, his teammate. Oh, Reddick's got to run on the outside, though. Wow. It's not too often you see that at these super speedways in NR2003. Those good runs on the outside. But alas, Reddick back up to the lead with that push around the top. "17 laps complete with the final stage. It's Truex. Trying Get a good push from that bottom lane. Oh, a car might have hit the wall back there, and that might have been Corey LaJoy that hit the wall. Let's go on board with him, see if he tagged the wall. If he has any other problems. No, he just lost a little bit of momentum. Just on the backtrack. Oh, that's what it was. Quinn pulled in front of him. He just checked up, and that's what made him lose that momentum. Oh, we are 3 wide for the lead. Almirola to the bottom. We got Reddick with a run on the top. And Truex stuck in the middle 3 wide. Reddick's going to lead this lap on the top. They're down the backstretch. Good push. Good push from that top groove. And every one of these 29 remaining cars is still in the lead pack, the lead draft, and on the lead lap. So every one of the 29 remaining drivers that didn't get wrecked out in the first stage, or the first 2 stages, are still in it to win it. It's a battle between Almirola and Reddick. It's a good battle between those 2 lines. They're pretty even. That outside line gets a good push on the straightaways, but then the inside line has the advantage in the turns. And it almost evens out with how the lines are at the moment. Here comes Suarez peeking on the bottom, 3 wide for the lead. Daniel Suarez is going to go from DNFing last year's Daytona 500 to potentially winning, or leading this one, excuse me. If he can get a good push from Harvick here, he might have a chance. Oh, he slides up to that top groove. Sounds silly, but that might be the strategy on the straightaway. You never know. Top grooves have been looking strong on the straightaway so far. Coming up on around 10 laps or so till the next round of green flag pit stops. Tyler Reddick looking strong. He's been out front a majority of this final segment. Oh, and right as I say that, here comes Harvick looking underneath him. Just trying not to switch the cameras up too much, but I gotta get it back up front. Harvick up to the lead. Here comes that outside lane with the advantage on the top side. Down the straightaways. But now Harvick's going to get the push on the bottom in the turns. Cindric's been looking strong most of this race. Right as I say that here, he comes ducking down a fellow Ford. Trying to steal this lap from Harvick. And Harvick hangs on to the lead, but only for right now. It might not be Cindric taking the lead away from Harvick. It might be DiBenedetto taking it back. We've got lead changes galore going on here, folks. We got Derek Cope hanging out front. He has been out front all day, most of the day. Don't look now, but here comes Rocket Man. Rocket into the front. Here comes Bubba. The 2311 car. If he can hold the bottom here. Logano might steal this lap from Bubba. He did. Bubba almost led that lap. Bubba was out front by for a few seconds. But then he went to the outside for whatever reason instead of holding the bottom. And Logano stole that lap from him. Logano out to the lead. Do we have an official count of all the actual lead changes? Like lap to lap? There's probably too many to keep track of by this point. Let's go on board with that DoorDash car. Let's get a good run on the Logano here. Back to the inside. He's in second. He's clear. Trying to get a good run. See if he can do anything going on the straightaway here. See what the car behind him is doing. Jamie Mack. Bubba doesn't really have a run. Got a little breakaway between the top two, but they're going to get caught quickly. So look at the back of Jamie Mack's car. Yeah, Logano and Bubba have a little bit of a cushion in their lead right now. These guys keep fighting each other side by side behind them. It's not letting them catch Joey and Bubba as quickly as they could. About 5 laps or so will be coming up on their next round of green flag stops. Here comes Jamie Mack. Former Daytona 500 winner. If he can give a little arrow push to Bubba here. Nope, he's going to sling to the inside. Do we have any cars out of the draft yet? Corey LaJoie is still kind of just hanging out back there, but he's not out of the draft quite yet, I don't think. We'll be having green flag pit stops in about 5 laps. Jamie Mack might have a good run here. Logano's just a sitting duck. Although I say that, he's still able to hang on to the lead. And here come 2 of his teammates in his mirror. That's what he likes to see. Blaney being, or Cindric being pushed by Blaney. They're going to come up and help Joey guard that lead. So once we get to lap 31, we'll switch to that wide camera shot. It looks like Corey LaJoie is officially out of the draft now, unfortunately. Oh, that scared me.
Hell yeah!
Whew. Jacob Hits with the resub. A whopping 10 months. Hell yeah, you love to see it. Thank you so much, Jacob. Hashtag fuck Denny Hamlin. I don't necessarily agree with that statement, but thank you so much for the resub. Everyone's allowed to their own opinions, though. We got Penske front row. Inside and outside. Leading the field. Got Blaney and Logano. Here comes Blaney looking to take the lead away from Logano for the first time in a few laps. Looks like he's going to do just that. Alright, so Corey LaJoie is officially out of the draft now. But obviously we're going to have pit stops before he'll go a lap down. So if there's any sort of trouble or caution during this round of green flag pit stops, he'll easily be able to get back on the lead lap. Still Joey looking to be the dominant car right now. Reddick, who was the dominant car of the first part of the stage, just kind of falling back to the middle. Side by side between the Penske cars so far. Alright, so we're probably going to have pit stops soon, so we're going to go to this wide shot. It's probably within the next lap or two we will have pit stops under green. I want to get a nice wide view of all the action. Yeah, that sub notification scared me. Alright, will anyone be pitting this time by? It's usually 32, but sometimes we've had some people pitting on lap 31. Maybe Corey will join the back since he's off on his own. No one in the pack. I just want to see if Corey LaJoy's pitted yet, or if he'll be pitting this time by. Not this time by. Alright, so Blaney still out front. Either this time or guaranteed next time we're going to have people coming into the pits. Looks like they're kind of starting to get adjusted. Probably going to have some cars coming in this time. 3. Got David Reagan, Quinn Hoof, and Daniel Suarez, it looks like, in the back. Looks like they're all able to get in cleanly. While those 3 pit, will follow the lead pack. You can see they got broken up just a hair just from having to check up from those cars going into the pits, but nothing that they can't reel them back in from. Continue to watch this wide camera view so we can get a nice wide shot of all the action as they head into the pits here in these laps. You can see them adjusting. Some cars going wide. And here we come. The inside line's coming in. It's basically half of the leaders. Everyone's in cleanly so far. A few wide back in the pack. They're going to get slowed down trying to get in, but yeah, there's a little bit of traffic here. They're all shuffling. Doing the sideways Daytona shuffle, the pit road shuffle. All right, so all these cars are in cleanly. So now here's the remainder of the lead pack. So these 2 cars just pitted, but then now the leaders behind them are going to pit. Then Suarez pitted with those guys. Harvick and Larson Priest, I believe, are the only 2 cars that haven't pitted yet. Yeah, Larson and Priest haven't pitted yet. Everyone else has. No incidents on pit road yet. Or coming off pit road. The pace cars still stayed put. Let's watch as these guys are getting up to speed. Yeah, let's follow. Let's follow Blaney. All right, yeah, Blaney wins the race off pit road for the second group. All right, so now those are the cars that pitted in the first group. Coming up the faster ones on the outside, like Logano and I didn't see who was next to Logano. Truex. So now these guys are all gonna blend together and all kind of wad up in the pack with the draft. Oh, Larson's out of fuel. This might be a caution. If Larson stops on the track and isn't able to get back to the pits, this might be... This might be a caution. If he isn't able to get back to the pits. He's got 30 miles an hour to coast. That's got to be a caution. Not yet. It isn't, at least. We'll keep an eye on it. We'll keep an eye on the pace car. There it is. Caution. So we'll have a restart. With basically everyone but Larson on the lead lap. Even LaJoy stayed on the lead lap, I think. So Larson tried to stay out, and he ran out of fuel. Looks like he might be able to just barely coast into the pits. Uh-oh, I just thought of something. I hope he doesn't stop right in the middle of pit lane and these guys coming into the pits trying to pit and he wrecks them. He's probably just going to come to a stop and tow. I just hope these guys don't get here pitting. Hopefully no major damage, it looks like. Oh, no! Oh, yes! There was damage checking up. They always wreck themselves under caution. Alright. Yeah, he had to pit. So he'll be back on the track, I think, once he's fueled, but he'll be a lap down at least. So our reigning Daytona 500 champion has major damage and looks to be out checking up under this caution. Oh my goodness. Big stack up in the back. Big stack up. What on earth? With a handful of laps to go. What happened? Byron and Dylan were the first ones to actually make contact, and it was a stack up from there with about a half dozen cars. So they were just braking, checking up in the back. Byron gets slowed down, but then Cindric plows into the back of Austin Dillon. Dillon hits Byron. Newman gets into it, Harvick. And then Denny plows into the back of his teammate. Denny and Austin Dillon looks like they got the worst of it. Oh, no. Cindric's going to be slow. Because he's got, he's running a he's running a modified now. Well, I think Kyle Larson will be back with the pack, but he's currently lapped on. Oh, not again, not again, not again! Newman did it again, just barely. No one else made contact. Oh my goodness, these AI. I did not touch the panic decel, I promise. Alright, don't slam into each other again. Alright, we should be getting the one to go here. Alright, Cindric's probably going to be pretty off the pace, as will Dillon and Hamlin. Got the few modifieds. No way the 78's in the lead right now. Go, PJ! Oh, we have one more lap of caution. Come on. So if I'm doing my math right, next time by will be 65 laps to go. So we're basically like coming up on the 2/3 in, 1/3 to go point of the race. We got BJ McLeod, Ryan Preece, Derek Cope. Can you imagine if we finish with that podium? Please let it happen. It's that Rusty Walrus power, hell yeah. I wish they had the car painted, otherwise I'd love to be rocking that in this stream. For those of you that don't know, BJ McLeod in the actual Daytona 500, his real-life car, he's running a Nascar Heat 5 scheme, and they got Rusty Walrus community manager on the deck lid, and they got a couple of his logos on like the C-pillar, I think. Fucking awesome. Alright, let's get this going. Another lap and a half to go till the restart. We gotta get this done in time before the trucks. We got trucks to do in like an hour and 15 minutes. They start at 6:30 my time, it says. So 7:30 Eastern. I thought it was 7:30. Please let it be 7:30. I timed this race around it being 7:30. Okay, 7:30. Okay, good. Whew. All right, one to go, please. One to go. We got to get this race done. 65 laps to go. There we go. There should be one car coming to the inside line. It should be Larson, because he had to pit early because he ran out of gas. Actually, if they keep doing these caution laps, they might be able to make it on fuel. And just one more stop after this. Pre-race is 7, okay. Gotcha. That's all I needed to hear. Alright, so this is the 2003 double file restart rules where the cars on the inside line are a lap down. Larson is 1 lap down because he ran out of fuel and had to coast or get towed to the pits. But I think he's always 2 laps down because he had to get towed, yeah. So he shouldn't be slowing off the pace or holding anyone up, but he, yeah, he's not racing for position. There's a couple damaged cars in the back that'll probably be holding the field up after a certain point. Cindric, Dillon, and Hamlin. Newman probably as well. Those 4 cars are pretty damaged and might be off the pace. Might cause some issues for the pack. Once they're getting lapped, we'll see what happens. Alright, we're about to go green. BJ McLeod leading the field back to green. You love to see it. Alright, come on, BJ. Nail this restart. Here comes the pace car. Boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go back to racing, you bunch of hot dogs. Oh, look at that restart he got. Alright, so right off the bat, let's check out these damaged cars and see how badly they are. Yeah, Cindric and Hamlin are probably going to be going similar speeds. These will be the 2 modifieds hanging out with each other. Hey, it's a number 20 car pushing a damaged 11 car. It's like the opposite of the last year's finish to the Clash. Eric Jones is like, please just let me buy these guys. Or not Eric Jones, Christopher Bell. I'll make that mistake a few times. Alright, so those are the 2 cars off the pace. Right now, BJ still continues to lead the field. Everyone else except the modifieds are basically in the lead pack for the most part. So yeah, everyone in this lead pack except for Larson is in the is on the lead lap. Newman and Truex, or is that Dillon in the back, might be off the pace a little bit. Yeah, Newman and Dillon look pretty damaged, and Harvick as well, maybe, so that's going to be some cars that'll have to get lapped every so often. Yep, Newman and Dillon look to be out of it. Harvick looks to be still in it. He's kind of hanging with the lead pack. How is BJ so strong right now? Oh, Almirola 3 wide. What a move. Look at that being pushed by Bubba. Look at that 3 wide, almost the whole way deep. Almirola, what a gap he got. See those 2 stragglers back there that are going to go lap down pretty early, probably. All right, so while we have a quick gap in the lead, let's see where these guys are at. All right, so these guys aren't going quite as slow as I thought they'd be, like mid 180s, lower 180s. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. And they got a faster car in Christopher Bell to kind of get the tow from. These guys are going a little bit faster. And Harvick and Corey LaJoy are caught back up with the lead pack. Sorry, I hate doing the camera that fast, but gotta get caught back up. So we are less than 60 laps to go in the Daytona 500. Eric Almirola still off to a big lead. Excuse me. It'll be around lap 64 or so about 20 laps, a little less than 20 laps when we see the next round of pit stops. Maybe a little bit more, maybe lap like 66, maybe about like 20 laps or so, since we did have those few laps of caution where they weren't burning as much fuel. The 53. One of the Rick Ware cars being pushed towards the front. Come on, Bubba, get lined up with Blaney. There you go. Get a push from Blaney. Almirola still hanging on to the lead. Pretty convincingly. Truex peeking. Truex is going to get underneath Bubba. He tucks back in. He lost the draft. Looks like here the 23 is going to get a good run out of 4. Especially if he can get an arrow push from the 19. 19 keeps going to the inside for himself. He's going to get the tow from the 10 there. He's probably going to get the position away from the 23 now. Bubba on the outside, falling back a little bit. Almirola still using his cheat code and just hanging on to the lead all by himself. Let's take a look at this wide shot as they go around the back stretch. Got 3 wide between Benedetto, Kyle Busch, and Bubba. Bubba's kind of getting shuffled into the back now. I think we're still a little ways away from lapping anyone yet, so that's good. Let's yeah, still almost like half the track until these guys get lapped, so they're going slow, but they're not going as slow as I thought they'd be. Denny Hamlin certainly ain't going to win 3 in a row, that's for sure, it looks like. Man, what is under the hood of the 10 car right now? What kind of nitrous is he using? There's everyone else just kind of coasting, trying to survive till the end. Still trying to get redemption for 2018 when he got dumped by the 3 car. Yeah, everyone's just kind of cruising right now. No one really battling too hard at the moment. Maybe they're trying to get sorted out for their next pit stop. That'll be happening in roughly a dozen laps or so. Here's Dibby with a little bit of a run. He might try to make a move if he can get his nose underneath him going into the turn. Not quite there. '19 looks to have a pretty strong run. Is he just going to stay in line? What's he going to do with it? He's going to go back and try to take second place away. Unable to make it stick. The runs are kind of starting to run out a little bit. Still green. Everyone's... Are we getting started out for pits? What's going on here? Why are we all single file now all of a sudden? Maybe they're just taking it easy for these to get to the end here. Yeah, Almirola been in command of these last 10 laps or so. Truex... He's trying to get back up there. He's having trouble getting around Dibby, but he's trying. Oh, those guys are going to go a lap down here in a couple laps. Those couple damaged Gibbs cars, the 20 and the 33 and the 11. These guys are going a little faster than I thought they'd be. Like upper 180s, mid to upper 180s. But they're going to go a lap down, not too terribly long. That's what Almirola wants to see. A teammate in his rearview mirror. Cole Custer. Yeah, probably about 10 laps or so till the next round of pit stops. It will not be the final round. Maybe a little bit longer. Maybe like a dozen laps. Tell you what, certainly gonna make things interesting with the pack once we catch these slower cars. Yeah, I didn't touch Almirola's ratings. He's not OP'd or anything. He's same as everyone else. Well, not same, but they're assigned ratings like everyone else. Yep, it's going to be interesting once we catch these lap cars here in about a lap or so. Got less than 50 laps to go. Gonna catch him in the trial bowl, it looks like. Taking over the outside. Denny, what are you doing? Denny, what are you doing? You're blocking everyone. What are you doing, Denny? Look at those slow Gibbs cars just blocking everyone. Alright, so it's going to take a little bit for this pack to get through these slower cars. Alright, so Almirola, Kozlowski, and McLeod are the three cleanly through so far. Oh, the 33 got forced up high. There we go. Come on, come on. We can do this. We can do this. So I'll make sure no one loses the draft. Look at Cindric trying to be a hero and go blocking. Alright, I think I runs through cleanly now. Hopefully they should all suck back up. Not maybe there's a couple cars in the back that won't, but for the most part everyone's through cleanly. Yeah, these cars for sure are all still in the lead pack. These cars will definitely all stay with each other. Just a reminder, the 20 in this pack is not on the lead lap. Everyone else is. And through all that, Almirola still leads. Those guys should... The 6 and the 3 should stay on the lead lap before pit stops. Let's go on board with these guys as they try to catch the lead pack. They're not going to catch them side by side. Not going to catch them 3 wide, certainly. Almirola still just hanging out at the front. Maybe about a half dozen laps away from pit stops again. Lap 60 of the stage complete. 44 in the stage to go. 44 overall to go. Again, we got pit stops coming here in about 5 laps or so, probably. There's a little secondary pack back there. Then we got Newman and Dillon coming up that are a little bit off the pace up here. But I think as long as they stay nose to tail, they're going about 190 nose to tail, so I think they should survive staying on the lead lap for the next 5-6 laps. Who can challenge Almirola? Or is he just going to command the front until the next round of stops? So yeah, the 33, the 11, and the 20 are all 1 lap down, and the 5 is 2 laps down. No one from this set has DNF'd yet. Why does the game keep glitching out like that? Stop it. That's like I want for it to crash right now. Well, if it crashes right now, we can always just do a restart with these cars. A 40-lap shootout, but I don't want to have to start a whole new race. Yeah, that's the problem with these runs. The car third in line always just jumps out before they can have a chance to push the guy second in line past the leader. Alright, next time by it'll be 40 to go. Yeah, now here Priest, instead of pushing McMurray past Almirola, he's just going to jump out to the inside of McMurray. So he's still got about 18 or so cars in this lead pack. Yep, exactly 18. All right, 40 laps to go. Mark Almirola still out in control. Can't imagine it'll be more than 3 or 4 more laps before we start seeing cars come into pit. To catch the lap cars of Newman and Austin Dillon. Right now there are still 25 cars on the lead lap, but that's about to change. He'll soon to be 23. It's going to be Jamie Mack's chance to take the lead. Nope, not quite. Oops. Alright, so here's the lapped cars back here. There's everyone trying to get by. The slow. The 3 and the 6. Trying to get by them cleanly. Alright, everyone's by the 3. Now they just need to get by the 6. Alright, we love you, Newman, but you gotta get out of the way. Oh, Almirola lost the lead. With me staring back at this, these cars, these slow cars. I didn't even realize that, Almirola lost the lead to Dibby. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This isn't gonna be good. Well, they didn't wreck. They just had to way slow down. They might be pitting soon. Oh, those slow cars. You know what? We got 35 laps to go. We're getting these guys off the track. All right. Competition caution. The 33 and the 11 has been deemed not to be making mandatory speed. So we got a competition caution. We got a competition caution. We're getting the 33 and the 11 off the track. And we're restarting with about 30-something laps to go. Save. Yeah, we're taking a stage break on, or a competition caution on lap 69. All right, 32 lap restart. That's about how much laps would have been after that yellow. which is perfect because that's like right about how many laps there are for a green flag run. So there might be some cars running out on the final lap. So this will be perfect. I love this. All right. So we got rid of the slow cars, Denny. The other cars got a wave, got some damage fixed. They're back up to speed. There's 27 cars left remaining in contention. It's going to be a 32-lap shootout. The last 20% of the race. Or the last, like, 20-something% of the race. All right.
Drivers, to your car.
All right, so I just restarted. All right, who's out front? All right, Harvick and Logano are out front. Almirola was out front. All right, so that's kind of good. So everyone's kind of where they were for the most part. All right, we got 32 laps to go. Stage break. We got the slow cars off the track. The 11 and the 33 were deemed not to be making mandatory speed. So we got them off the track. Other cars got their waves, got some damage fixed in the pits. The last 27 cars are back on the lead lap for this final shootout. And this is basically the exact amount of laps as a fuel run, 32. So there may or may not be a couple cars starting to sputter on the final lap. Rowdy out front. Being pushed by Keselowski. Got 3 Fords on the outside. 4 Fords. 5 Fords. Lots of Fords on the outside. Kyle continuing to lead. There might be some dumb AI that come into pit like on the final lap. Like coming to the checkered flag. We might see that happen. 3 wide for the lead. Keselowski on the bottom. You love to see it. Oh, I should have taken Larson out. He was technically a couple laps down. But there's a couple cautions. He got a couple waves there. Sure. From a couple waves now, he's going to try to lead the damn race. Got 29 laps to go. Keselowski just barely led that one. Oh no, Joey led it. Excuse me. I have a feeling we're going to have a photo finish in this race, just like this. So if you're just tuning in, if you're wondering why it isn't one solid race at 200 laps, I took a break at the midway point of the 200 lap one. Restarted with 100 laps in the nighttime Daytona. And then we did another restart, getting rid of 2 of the slow cars with about 30 laps to go. We just want to actually get some decent racing like this instead of those 2, the Hamlin and Cinder car ruining the pack like every 5 laps. Two Penske cars dominating out front. And yeah, Newman got his damage fixed. Newman's back in it. Look at this back. Literally any one of these drivers can win this thing. Any one of these drivers can win this thing unless they run out of fuel on the final lap, which very well might happen. I hope they're smart enough to just go for it on the final lap and not come into the pits. Because literally that wouldn't make sense. Just coast instead of actually like slowing down to come into the pits as you're coming to the checkered flag. I mean, these are 2 even lines. Two very even lines. So yeah, the outside has the obvious advantage going into the straights, but then the inside can get that momentum back in the turns. And Logano just barely keeps leading those laps. Kozlowski looks like he might have a decent run here on the inside this time. They're kind of taking it easy right now. I think they're all trying to be conservative with their fuel so they don't have to pit. Then they'll go for it on the last few laps. Just kind of coasting half throttle right now. Each lap, Joey's led by 1/100th less than the previous lap. Take a look at this top groove. Is Joey going to be able to clear Brad? No. It's going to be between two of the Penske cars if this keeps up. Yeah, these lines are so even. Larson with the little arrow push. Yeah, that outside always has the advantage on the straightaways. We're starting to go 3 wide. They were taking it easy for a bit, not so much anymore. Logano's clear of Kozlowski. That inside line's starting to fall apart now that they're going 3 wide behind him. Logano looking to be a 2-time Daytona 500 winner. Brad's is now falling back. That inside line's falling apart. Kyle Busch is yet to get his 500 of his own. He's peeking to the inside of Logano. Trying to take the lead away from Logano for the first time since this restart. Oh, and he's going to have the advantage. He's going to have the push. He's going to be well clear. That inside line is going to have some good momentum. Now Kyle goes to the outside for whatever reason. And that leaves the inside momentum to Brad. Now they have that gap behind them. Now they can go full throttle and give them that little arrow push coming out of the turn. Brad to the lead. Here comes Kyle on the outside. Brad leads that lap by 100th of a second. Oh, here comes the Larson to the inside, 3 wide for the lead. We are coming to 20 laps to go. Byron trying to get there on the inside. We're going to have another 3 wide pass for the lead. Not quite 3 wide. And we're officially 20 laps to go. Kyle Busch out front. Kyle still looking to get his first ever Daytona 500 victory, despite being a two-time champion and one of the most decorated racers of the modern era. I got Byron and Larson kind of stalled out side by side. Here comes Larson in second place. Clear on either side. 19 laps to go this time by. It's going to be close on whether they can make it on fuel or not. It's going to be really close if they can make it in fuel or not. Oh, instead of pushing his teammate, Logano abandons Kozlowski. Jumps to the inside of him instead. Let's take a wide look at the pack, see where everyone is. No one's fallen out of the draft yet. All 27 cars still in contention. Let's get back up front here. Here comes Logano back to the lead with a push from Kyle Larson. Logano and Kyle Busch side by side for the lead. I'm sorry if you can hear my cat howling in the background. It's about that time of night. He starts freaking out. Siamese cats are very vocal, by the way. Just understand that if you ever get one beforehand. He's still howling away. Logano and Kyle Busch. Does Logano have his nose underneath him? He does. Jesus. Cat won't stop howling. They're still side by side for the lead. Logano and Kyle Busch. Arguably two of the best racers in the sport right now. Logano continues to get that inside advantage in the turns. Come around to the trial wolf yet another time. Logano is easily out front, clear of Kyle Busch. They're 2x2 for the first few rows, and then they're 3x3 all the way back behind them. Here comes Christopher Bell with a push from BJ McLeod. They got a good run going on the inside of BJ. BJ might be looking to the lead. Here comes BJ McLeod. In the non-rusty car, rusty car. We're still going to pretend it's the rusty car. Come on, BJ, we believe in you. Get that lap. Oh, so close. Things are heating up here. We got 15 laps to go here at Daytona, ladies and gentlemen. 15 laps to go in the final segment, the closing laps of the 500. Kyle Busch back to the inside. It's a battle between Kyle Busch and Logano, it's looking like, in these closing laps. Kyle Busch pushed by Blaney up to the front. That inside line being the advantage in the turns. I clicked the camera away a little too soon. Darn it. Here comes Blaney. One of the modern day super speedway gods. Cuts underneath Kyle Busch, and he takes the lead. Daniel Suarez in that charter number 99, the Trackhouse Racing iFly Chevrolet. We're going to pull off the upset of all upsets. Him, BJ McLeod, Corey LaJoy, Quinn Hoof. Those would all be a hell of a story. But none of that matters because right now it's Ryan Blaney leading the field as we're coming up on, I think, 13 laps to go here in the Daytona 500. Ryan Blaney being followed by Kyle Busch as they head off into turn 1. Only a handful of laps remaining. There goes Kyle, peeking underneath Blaney, making his move. Although Blaney might have the outside momentum going on the straightaway. Indeed he does. Kyle Busch has to tuck back in behind him. And tucking back in, BJ McLeod cuts underneath him. Don't count out that 78 car, ladies and gentlemen. Take a wide shot as we have just a dozen laps to go here at Daytona International Speedway for the 500 miler. I'm telling you folks, don't count out that 78 car. And speak of the devil, looks like he might try to be making a move. Not quite. Not quite. He's got all 27 cars in this remaining in this pack are still in it and on the lead lap. The other 13 cars have DNF'd. Right now it's Ryan Blaney leading the charge. Here comes BJ McLeod making his move. I told you folks, don't count out the rusty car. The Heat 5 car might just win in NR2003. It'd be the ultimate irony. BJ. As long as he doesn't cut up to the outside as he comes out of the trial bowl, he has a chance to lead this lap. He just stays to the inside. But he does not. He cuts to the outside for whatever reason. But he'll still... Nope. Oh, he did lead that lap. So BJ McLeod leads a lap at the Daytona 500. Speaking of leading laps, we have 10 to go officially, ladies and gentlemen. We have 10 laps to go. Here comes Joey Logano. He's been looking strong all afternoon and evening. Let's see if he has anything for Christopher Bell heading into turn 3. Just trying to get there. He does. He gets his nose underneath. It's being pushed by Tyler Reddick, the beast. Is Tyler Reddick going to stay pushing Logano, or is he going to try to jump out? It looks like he might try to jump out. Oh, but he had to check up a little bit. He lost his momentum. Less than 10 laps to go here in the Daytona 500, folks. There goes Tyler Reddick. He's getting the push on the inside. Is he going to have enough momentum to have his nose underneath Logano heading into the turn? Looks like he does. Tyler Reddick being pushed by Joey Gase. Who's going to lead this lap? I think it's going to be Tyler Reddick. Got 8 laps to go. And once again, I'm not sure on the fuel, ladies and gentlemen. We might have cars running out literally on the last lap. It's going to be very, very, very close. We might very well have cars running out on the final lap of fuel. Because the fuel window is about 32 laps at this track with these cars. And this final restart was 32 laps. Joey Logano just keeps barely leading the laps. Got a handful to go. 7 laps to go. Joey Gase gets forced 3 wide in the middle. Here comes Truex. Is he going to have a run now? He's going to be looking to the inside. Are we going to make it 3 wide for the lead? Logano is going to clear Reddick. No, he doesn't. Not quite. 6 laps to go. Reddick easily has the lead that time around. Half dozen laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. Just like I said, we might have cars running out of fuel on the final lap. It's going to be very close. It's all going to come down to the wire. What is going to happen here between Reddick and Logano? Or is it going to be someone else in one of the rows further back? Can Ryan Newman come back from last year's terrible crash and take the victory? He's sitting back there, lurking in 5th place right now. Oh, Reddick goes up high. That's not the move to do, buddy. That's going to leave the bottom open for Truex. I don't know why they keep doing that. 5 laps to go. 5 laps to go in the Daytona 500. Here comes Ryan Newman to the bottom. We are 3 wide for the lead with less than 5 to go. Rocket Man out front. He is being pushed by Stenhouse, last year's pole sitter. Although Newman's gonna move over and leave the bottom for Stenhouse. The AI love doing that. And Jamie McMurray! Where'd Jamie Mack come from? Being pushed by Bubba, the 2010 winner of this race. It is anyone's race, ladies and gentlemen. We got 4 laps to go. Bubba looking to the inside. Here comes Bubba Wallace to the inside of Jamie McMurray. He's being pushed by none other than Derek Cope. What am I seeing, ladies and gentlemen? Bubba being pushed by Derek Cope. Derek Cope's going to get pushed by Ryan Preece. What is going on? Can Bubba hang on to it? He can for now, but yes, Derek Cope's going to have to fall in behind Bubba. Bubba leads the Daytona 500 with 3 laps to go. He's followed by Derek Cope and Jamie McMurray. What a podium. Come on, Bubba. You got this, buddy. Here comes Ryan Preece on the bottom. He's going to have to block Preece. He's going to have to block Preece. Get to the bottom. He's not going to block him. He's going to leave that bottom open for Preece. Here comes Preece on the bottom. And Harvick. Here comes Harvick. Oh, Mark got loose. Mark got loose. Oh my goodness, folks. 2 laps to go. Who do you got? It's anyone's race. We might have cars running out of fuel on the final lap. I have no idea. You're going to find out live right alongside me. Right as it happens. I have no idea what's going to happen. 27 cars, all of them on the lead lap. The other 13 have DNF'd. All these remaining cars have a chance to win this thing. We have less than 2 laps to go, less than 5 miles here at Daytona. We got Matt DiBenedetto in the lead. Got David Reagan and Brad Keselowski behind him. Eric Almirola sitting behind them. Got Kevin Harvick. You got the 2 dual winners. Nose to tail, and here comes Keselowski to the inside of DiBenedetto with 1 lap to go. Final lap here at Daytona International Speedway. Brad Keselowski in the lead, but he moves up high. He leaves the bottom open for Eric Almirola. Here comes Almirola on the bottom. Almirola on the bottom with Austin Dillon right behind him. It's a repeat of 2018. It is a repeat of 2018. What is Eric Almirola going to do here? Is he going to block? Is he going to block? He's got the bottom. Can he have the momentum coming out of the turn? What is he going to do here? He has to not drift up. He has to not drift up. Is Eric Almirola going to get redemption from 2018? He is. He's going to win the Daytona 500. No, he's not. Brad Keselowski on the outside. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. That outside run came out of nowhere. Brad Keselowski at the line. I thought for sure it was going to be Eric on the inside with that momentum. Keselowski stole it again. It got stolen at the line. It got stolen at the line, and I got cats chasing each other in my house. I thought for sure that was going to be Eric Almirola, because right here, all night, the cars going into the tri-oval on the inside have had the best momentum on the inside. But Brad Keselowski, right here, I thought for sure Eric's going to start getting the momentum. Oh my goodness. Brad Keselowski. He hasn't won a 500 yet, has he? That is your margin of victory, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I thought for sure it was going to be down to between Almirola and Austin Dillon again. And Keselowski just hung out there on the outside in the turn. I thought Almirola was going to have him cleared in the turn. He hung out there and he gets the momentum coming on the outside. And steals the thing. Brad Keselowski won this race. God damn it, I thought I had that soundbite. Brad Keselowski won this race.
And we have a caution.
There, I can at least do that. I thought I had the other soundbite. Darn it. What, cat? Why are you guys whining all night? All right, so let's go on board with Brad. All right, here he is on the final lap. So he was leading on the final lap. But then Almirola had this great run. Keselowski just on the outside. Hangs in there. Being pushed by his associate teammate, if you will. And then, yeah, Almirola right here, I thought for sure he had it. And Keselowski just with the run on the outside. Right there. There's your margin of victory. Oh my goodness. Keselowski. Brad Keselowski won this race. Alright, so just watch the final lap. Wide view. I thought Almirola had it for sure. And the final margin of victory, I believe, was 1/100th of a second. All right, here for sure, I thought Almirola was going to clear Keselowski and then go up to the top lane. And then Dillon was going to come underneath him. And Brad just hangs in there right here. I thought, once again, for sure, I thought Almirola was going to have him cleared coming out of the turn. And kind of drift up in front of him. Then he's going to be worried about Dillon. But Brad just hung in there on the outside. He just hung in there. Just barely. Oh my goodness. 1/100th of a second. Have you ever? Have you ever? Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in. And with that, we are probably going to get heading out here shortly. We got trucks starting in about 15 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. We got trucks. The NASCAR Truck Series. The Nextera Energy Resources 250. Everyone's favorite yearly truck race. So, that is that. Here's the final margin of victory, 7/1000. So not the closest. Not the closest finish in NASCAR history, but it's up there. It's 5/1000ths away from being the closest finish. 7/1000ths. Brad Keselowski over Eric Almirola. And Matt DiBenedetto barely gets the third place spot over Austin Dillon. Austin Dillon comes in fourth, and Cole Custer rounds out your top five. David Reagan 6th, Daniel Suarez 7th, Kevin Harvick 8th, Kyle Busch 9th, and Quinn Hoof in 10th place. That's your top 10. Here's the rest of your top 27. The other ones DNF'd. You saw their finishing orders before. Thank you so much for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks to, I believe, Doggo and Jacob for the resubs earlier on Twitch. We're just going to end this and call it a night. You guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Appreciate all the support. Always good to have you guys in the chat. I don't know what the next stream will be. Hopefully soon. I know I took a little bit of a gap there, but stuff goes on. I have a personal life. I know. My entire life isn't dedicated to YouTube. Shocker. But I will be back with more content, I promise. Thank you so much for all the kind support from y'all. Going to cue the outro music here, not first before doing the intro music, which is actually the outro music for a race in here, but it's our intro music. There we go. There we go. Thank you so much, everyone. Cue the outro music. I hope to catch you all next time for the next stream. Until then, I hope you all have a great rest of your night. Thanks, everyone. Peace. Bye.